Test. Okay. That's the microphone. Put that right there. Need to test myself. Let's open up the stream. So much stuff on my table. I gotta clear it out. All right, testing. Okay, it's a bit of noise though. Oh well, nothing much I can do about it. I think this will be fine. Okay. High delay, chat delay. 115 seconds. There we go. Okay, we are now beginning. Pop out the chat. Put it in bottom left. It's minimally intrusive. Hello, Anomik. Welcome to the stream. I'm sure rotated it, but it's wait, no, that's not good actually. That is not good. Gate and mesh. There you go. This is the base. I missed the neck. Okay, move it to move all of these. Delete hierarchy. Alright, let's start from scratch. What am I looking for? Image editor. So the outfit consists of 4 major components: a shirt, pants, overall like dark coat, and a scarf. Then we have shoes, but I don't like making shoes, so I'm just gonna copy the shoes from my previous model, and that should be fine. Let's start. Maybe I'd also ooh. That is very what's the word? It's a lot of squares. Okay, I don't like the square. I don't like how much squares there are. Let's try that again. And take everything, duplicate, move it to a new scene collection. I keep on forgetting the neck or part. The thing. There we go. And then I'm just gonna remove all of the subdivisions. Okay, all the subdivisions are gone. And Q mesh, Control J. There we go, much easier to see now. Okay, I'm gonna call this mannequin MNQ. Save it as a folder, and now we can start. And before we continue though, wait, I want to go and set the scale to 1/16. Turn on this increments. Yeah, that's good. And then I think that's it. Yeah, should be it. I want to go into normal mode, edit mode, and enable the gizmo. Select that. Yeah, we're ready now. Alright, time to start with the shirt. let's see how far this, because kind of goes down directly above his waist, or slightly below his waist, I think. So over here would be that's how far we'll make it go down. Okay, so this will be the baseline for this shirt. Next up is to do a bit of sketching. Hello, Cloudy. Welcome, welcome. I am doing fine this great morning. Well, actually, it's the afternoon. I wanted to stream earlier, but I don't know. I didn't feel like doing it at that specific time. But I'm streaming now, and I'm doing pretty good. How about you? Okay, so this is how it's gonna look like. Right. So first of all, we're gonna move this to the side. We're gonna move it inwards. Why can't I select that? Ah, excuse me. Let me select this, please. Okay, it won't let me select it for some reason. Weird. That is weird. Why won't it let me select? Huh. W. W. Okay, that works. So we'll use that. Hello, Prismarine. Welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be doing some character creation, as I promised a lot of people actually a while ago that I would be doing this. Okay, so now here's a slight issue I don't like is that we have this lines up perfectly with that, but again, it needs to be slightly thicker here. And I think the way we fix that is so we put our cursor onto this specific right there, duplicate, switch this from bounding box center to 3D cursor, and we just rotate it by how much? 10 degrees, right? Then we can take these two, move them closer. There we go. Then we do the exact same thing here. 1, 2. The reason we do this is just for texture consistency. The clothing low-key looks arcade inspired. Yeah, this is gonna be. Let me just save this before we continue. The character. This is where is characters 4. Is it 4.2? No, 4.2. Where do you put it? Where I put him? Oh, where I put him? Reset back 2. Do I have him here? I don't have him here. What? Why don't I have him here? Reset back 3. Screw it. Blender 4.0. I don't have an updated version of this preset. R4 rigs. Oh, it's been so long since I've opened this file. Okay, this is the original character that is going to be based upon. Oh, it's so laggy, bro. Right. Yeah, this is the original one. And I want the jacket to be a bit more, because I can model now, I want to make it so that the jacket's a little bit more interesting, right? So he already had a scarf beforehand. It has a bunch of, yeah, so it's basically the exact same clothes, just a bit more detailed. Hello, Miss Thatcher. Welcome to the stream. Indeed, I am going to be modeling today. So yeah, you can see the resemblance to the clothes, right? I sketched this up real quickly. So we're gonna make a black coat, green scarf, and then green shirt and white pants. You model first and texture later? Yes. You always, well, okay, not always, but like in Minecraft, it's easier to texture first and then model later. But I guess for this specifically, it's easier to just do the. Well, one second. Why is this different? Oh, okay. In this case, it's usually I find it easier to model it first. I mean, technically speaking, it's impossible to texture something first in this case because in order to texture something, you need a UV map. In order to have a UV map, you need a model. So you have to model first. Are you gonna texture in stream or after stream? I'm planning on doing everything on stream, but not like at once. I'm planning on doing it on stream because I want to make this into a video. But yeah, I'll probably do it on stream. Okay, here's an issue. I want to have this sharp edge, but from the looks of it, I can't. We'll think that's a problem for later, though. Okay, here's another one where we can just rotate it by one more and move the. Oh, here's the solution. There we go. That's the solution, right? And then we just do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay, move it down, and then rotate first. Actually, I forget to rotate it. Rotate it once. Rotate it twice, right? How much did I rotate this one? Once, one, two, make it twice. That way it kind of like meets at the end. Then we take these two, move it closer. And okay, here's the annoying thing. It doesn't like exactly line up. So I want it to line up. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this, separate it, and I'm going to give it a mirror modifier. And this is how I find out at what angle I need to rotate it at. So it's perfectly mirrored on one side. Let me just do like this, right? So I'm going to set this as the pivot point, and then I'm going to rotate. Okay, so it has to be smaller than 5 degrees. Boom. Specifically, I need to rotate it by -1. And then it's perfect. Cool, I found that out. I think, well, actually, wait, now just think about it. I can just apply this and then remove this one. And then just, boom. Easy. This is why modeling in Blender is so nice. Because you have all these tools to use. All right, so zoom out, move this up, zoom out, move this up. And honestly, I don't even need this one. Boom. And yeah, I just have the tunic. Perfect, guys. Do I need anything extra? No, I don't. I'll keep this as is. Okay, so this is perfect. Oops. Move this back inside, right? So I need to line this up perfectly so that it is about here. Maybe I'll give it one extra space. And now I just take this. Oh, actually, wait, no. I don't think about it. Let's just take advantage of the fact that I just used the mirroring tool, and we can just only do one side. Right, let's just do one side. So next up here is I'm going to take this, I'm going to rotate it. Oh, wait, I can't? No, there's no way I can't, right? R, X, X, Z, Z, Y, Y. Oh, no, wait, no, it's R, Y only. No, not double Y. Right, rotate it 90 degrees. Then we just move this across, fill it with just the edge. Now here's another annoying thing. It overshot, so we have to center this all. Let's center this all. Well, actually, is this enough? It's like barely enough, though. It's barely enough. It's like extremely skin tight, so we'll have to scale it. But I think that's perfect. I'll scale it later, but for now we can use this. Right, and then we just do the same thing here. Duplicate R, make sure we switch back to normal mode. So it's like this, 90 degrees, negative, and move this back. Boom, perfect. And now all we need to do is just mirror this. Boom. And then one more time, we can also, okay, we don't have to mirror everything. Let's, for now, don't merge this because we want them to be separate. Like this, boom, right? And then we take the front side. Only the front side. Was I pressing L, right? And then separate it, and then one more time on this. Oops, I missed one. Right, and then we mirror it one more time. Instead of the x-axis, we do it on the z-axis. And then don't merge. And connect this together. And bam, we now have a shirt. Perfect. That is the green shirt underneath. We need a bit more though, because I didn't move it all the way up. Okay, how high can we go? Well, we have to go all the way up, right? Instead of that, actually, can't I just move the shirt up? Boom, I'll just move the shirt up, yeah. There we go. So we got tunic. I don't like actually how far this goes out, now that I think about it. Because it goes out so far that if I put a jacket, the jacket's gonna be So right now it's like this, but the jacket's gonna be like this. And that's not like good for animation. Because like for example, if I want the arms to go from here to here, right? I can't do that because the jacket will be in the way. So the arms will be like kind of locked to a maximum position of this. They don't like. So I'm gonna lower this actually. Of course, I'm just gonna delete this as well because I don't actually. Boom, delete that. Take this, separate it so we can work on it on its own. Okay, and we'll do the same thing, mirror. So we're gonna move this back. Oops. Once. This is just to keep the pixel count consistent. And then I need to use this as a pivot actually. And rotate until they meet right here. Just zoom in for this. Oh, can't see that. And boom. Perfect. And now it also kind of just matches with the original thing I drew. Is this model for Flower Storm? Nope, it's not. This is for my own character. One of my original characters' clothes. The flower one will come. Flower Storm will come later. Okay, well, I just realized that this basically just made the bottom part like a straight mesh, which honestly I'm fine with. What I can do is when I'm doing the texture, after I've textured it, right, and I put it on the thing, I can just add a deformation right here. So what I do is I'll just, first of all, when we're done, we're actually like putting this on the model, on the rig. I'll just do this to watch, right? If I do it this way, then it has like a nice shape to it, right? But right now it's fine. We'll keep it as is. Right, so shirt done. We need to do the top as well, actually. But the top is super easy. I'll just take literally any of these, extrude it, and then move it in the X direction. Boom, we have extruded the top. And then we can have like we don't even need a hole on it. Because unless I decide to do a collar, right? But wait, no, I should do a collar actually. Wait. I just thought about it. I should probably do collar. So if I want to do a collar, this is what it would look like. Just simple. How much do I want it to go like down? Do I want to go like this, or do I want it to go just like this? So this is one, and then another one we can do is just a really steep collar. So these are two choices. I think it's easier to do this one. Right? So I'm gonna go into edit object and add a new cube, rotate 90 degrees, move it up, and I'm gonna move it forward as well. Edit mode, all right. And then we're gonna give it a mirror modifier as well, like last time, so we can work our magic. Up, move to the corner, move down, align it with the thing I just drew. It's nice to be able to see what you draw. 3D cursor, rotate it till it like kind of reaches. I'm gonna match it with the left side because the right side is really bad. All right, and then we take these top portions, switch it to normal, move it down. Okay, and then we just resize this. Oh wait, I just realized I need to move back so that it snaps perfectly. Ooh, here's an issue. It's too large, I feel. This is, I think, 2 pixels worth, isn't it? This feels like 2 pixels worth. If I draw like a line here, right? It would make sense if it's 2 pixels worth. It's kind of bad. I kind of want it to go down. It's only 1 pixel's worth, but it is what it is. I'm gonna try. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Our scale is set to 0.0625. So every snap point over here, right, is 0.0625. You can notice it on the top over here as well when I move my things. What I do is I just so I'll move like this, divided by 2. Oh, doesn't work. Okay, so G divided by 32 in the x-axis minus. There we go. Perfect. Okay, and then I simply take this, select this RY, RX 90, and then I move it till it hits there, and we can just do Z as well. There you go. If I add like a solidify model just so we can see it. Yeah, and then here's the like front. Math comes in clutch once again, of course. Of course. Math is ever powerful. Use math for anything. Okay, so but I'm just now noticing that maybe I wanted it to be up there anyway. T divided by 32 minus. Oops, I selected the wrong thing, I think. Let's just delete that for now. So I can select these. So gx divided by 32. Okay, so now this looks pretty like thick right now. Actually, I don't know. Is this better than the other one? Nah, I think that's fine. We'll use this. Okay. Yeah, we'll use this. Maybe it's a little far out. Definitely feels a little far out. Let's try and move it. Oh, but I can't because the next closest snap point is here. Yeah, it's fine. We'll leave it as this, right? And then there's a bit of gaps. There's a bit of gap there, and I'll just fix the gaps by using negative. There you go. The gaps will be filled later. So this is fine. And then finally, just this one up here. Global, move to the side. Okay, and then I can just turn off merge, put this together, and now we have the tunic with this. Just to make it easier to see, I'm going to size it slightly. This should not affect any texturing. Ooh, did I miss something? What's this? I think I messed up. Okay, all right, and then I just size it up slightly just so it's easier to see. If I go in, I still can't see it. I can just, there we go, much easier. Right, so that's this green shirt. I need to put the sleeves as well. Probably short sleeves would work. I don't want to be too extra with this. Also, do you guys would you guys rather see me model the whole thing and then do the texturing tomorrow, or model one thing at once, like the shirt and the sleeves, and then texture it immediately, just so you guys can see how it works? I don't mind doing either. I kind of just like whatever I feel like is what I do usually, but you guys who are eager to see me texture, I can texture. Add a cube, go up, or plane, sorry. R one at a time. So like, yeah, okay, when you say one at a time, do you mean like model one at a time, or do modeling everything all at once at a time? Ooh, here's an issue actually. The arm is actually pretty fat. Model one texture at a time. I'm going to assume you. I'm going to model. Sorry, I'm model. I'm gonna do it one piece of clothing at a time. There we go. My brain stopped working there. My apologies. I need to find the center of this. So take these 2 points, Control Shift Center, and I'm just gonna slap it in there. I'm gonna size it so it matches the size of the arm. How much can I? Yeah, okay, that's pretty simple. What the bottom one? The bottom one doesn't match exactly, but I think it's fine. Hello, Alone Mars. Welcome to the stream. Indeed, we are going to be modeling a character today. It's not really good for workflow though. Just for the to me, it doesn't really matter which one I do. I mean, technically, it's more efficient if I model everything first, but instant gratification when you finish your model, you know. Okay, let's snap that here, and then we're gonna have to scale this in the y-axis like that. There you go. Okay, so here's the thing that's very important, and it's about topology. Right, this is not gonna matter now because it's only gonna matter with long sleeves. But when you're doing this, I'm going to move the mannequin aside. Yeah, it's gonna move them aside. When you go into the actual rig, and you know, use the rig. Here's a very specific thing you need to do. Specifically with my rig at least. I don't think it'll matter too much if you use like a real model, but when you're using Minecraft models with sharp bends, it is very important you note where the loop cuts are. So if you look at this, right, and this arm, you can see that there's a bunch of loop cuts. There is one loop cut here that is specifically put in that exact location. Let me just quickly open up the lattices so I can show you which one exactly that is. Okay. Oops. Turn object mode, right? So let's take the not sleeve. I want the arm. Take the arm, right? If I go into edit mode here, so you notice how this is where the lattice cut point is. So this is where the sharp bend starts for the lattice. And if you notice in my arm that the loop cut is placed exactly there. The reason is that, for example, let's say I just move this to the side, right? Look at this. It's no longer aligned. Move it too much to the right. It'll still align. Well, actually, wait. Why does it line? It lines pretty well, actually. One second. I think that was a terrible demonstration. There we go. There we go. Now you can see, right? So if you move this off position, you lose that 90-degree angle. So it has to be placed exactly there, right? Right there. You cannot do anything else but place it right there. Right? So that's just something you need to think of when you're modeling Minecraft, customized Minecraft characters, I can say. All right, let me just undo everything I just did there because I think I broke the rig. There we go. All right, backing up. Let's go and turn off lattice. What was I doing again? Yeah, modeling, right? Where's the mannequin? Move it back in place. Wait, what am I doing? Brain. There we go. All right. Actually, a lot smoother than Blockbench. As in, I'm not sure what you mean by smoothing, like experience or the modeling. Duplicate, normal, 3D cursor. Why? Yeah, the difference between I've tried modeling in Blockbench, but I'm just like it's just too difficult. Not difficult, sorry. It's too different from Blender modeling that I don't feel comfortable with, you know, because I'm just so used to all of the stuff in Blender. We have an issue here. Can you make yourself the mirror object? Make that the mirror object. So when it's not really working that well. Oh, there we go. I think it's 45. That's a weird angle for you to do. Huh. Anyway, just on a model to animation basis. Ah, I guess yeah. Because you're making it in Blender itself, so it's much more straightforward to finish the job, I guess. And and you can also just like design it for the purpose of rigging as well, compared to like Blockbench, I guess. But that makes a lot of sense, yes. This is annoying. It doesn't lock. Right, we're gonna have issues with our texture because of this, but alright, I'm gonna make a note to myself. And I'm gonna do it in Blender. Not change actually. Correct arm size. There we go. Boom. So whenever I open this rig, I'll see this floating text and it will remind me to check the arm size. Anyway, hello Esme, welcome to the stream. Hello everyone, I'll see what you're doing here and go back to playing. Yep, you're gonna get extremely bored extremely fast, so don't worry about it. Right, so in this specific case, we don't actually need to do the whole like aligning thing that I was talking about. But if you were gonna do it, this is how you do it. So since this is it's a simple cube, I'm just gonna merge by distance. All of the points are the same. And then after that, I just edit mode, Control R to add a loop cut. And then I'll pull up the lattice side by side and then just loop cut and then just move it exactly to where I want it to be. Right here. Boom. And that's, for example, if I go in and I add a lattice modifier, put it on this lattice, and then I just move the bone. So let's hide the original one. And the mannequin as well. Let's move the mannequin back, right? Now when I do this, right, look at this. Easy. Easiest sharp bend of my life. Like, it's that easy. That's the power of lattices, boys. Right, let's undo that because I don't actually need it. So here's a nice tip for anybody who has accidentally added extra vertices or subdivided. If you want to, for example, remove this, right? Let's say you don't want this. You just want like a rectangle. Usually people will just, like, you know, delete the vertice and then reconnect these. Don't do that. Here's an easier way. You press X and you go dissolve vertices. Whoops. Sorry, not dissolve vertices, dissolve edges. There we go. And they're gone. You just basically unsubdivided your mesh. You have to be careful though. If you do this with a textured mesh, it could lead to weird UV problems because, you know, each face is UV unwrapped onto a plane. So if you don't do it properly, you might accidentally mess up your textures. But in this case, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to be texturing it until later. Okay, next let's do a simple sleeve. Before we continue, I need to make sure that this is aligned. There we go. So that we get nice 1-to-1 pixel textures. Let's make this so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make it 4. Yeah, this is good enough. And then we're just gonna duplicate, move it to the side, and then I'm going to first resize this so that it's perfectly sized in terms of pixels. All right, so this is 1 pixel. Okay, 1 second. I need to move this to the side. Oops. Move it here, and then size it slightly up. Whoa, what happened here? What did I do? Uh-oh, I messed up, guys. 1 second. Huh? How much did I mess up, bro? Okay, there we go. Okay, so here's the thing. I want this to be in the center here. It's not. I can't even center it. What the hell, man? What did I do? How did I screw this up already? Yeah, how did I screw this up? Okay. And then we go 1, 2, 3. Actually, 1, 2. Just extrude once, right? And then I'll take all of these, separate selection, and then take this, and then size it up slightly. Boom. That is going to be the thing. So the way this works is, let's just go in, and it's already just straight up rigged. You don't have to worry about it. It's already rigged. It's pretty cool. This as well, I can easily just rig it. I'm gonna add a vertex group, db_torso, and then Control P, armature deform, and then it should instantly just, oh wait, I haven't set the things. All right, this should instantly just move with the torso. Yep. Alrighty, so it's already ready. It's already rigged. It's a little bit bad because I don't have a subdivision modifier on this. Subdivision surface modifier. Set it in simple. Move it at the top. Max it out. Shade smooth. And yeah, it's already just rigged properly. I don't have to worry about anything. This is so nice. Right. So that's enough showcasing. So we have the shirt mostly done, right? I'm just gonna add in a mirror modifier on this as well. It is mirroring on the origin, or not the origin. It's mirroring on itself. I need to mirror on the origin. Actually, no, I don't even need to mirror this. My bad. I can always mirror this later, right? So now let's go on to the interesting part. Wait. 1 second before we do that. Before we do the interesting part, take this, duplicate, separate. Normal. I'm gonna select all of these. And I'm gonna go to individual origins and I'm gonna. Oh wait, oh shit, someone's calling me. 1 second. Speaker. Yes. Steve, no, that's not. Oh, you're on Steve. Yeah, yeah. What? I was gonna ask you shooting if you wanna hang up the able or something. Jay is not possible. I have some. Want to plan for a movie? Let's plan it for next week. I'll keep an eye out. Okay. My friend called me asking to hang out, but the grind never stops. Told them we can plan for next week. Right, so what was I doing? Yes, I wanted to make a rim for the shirt. So basically what I want to do here is, if I go into annotation mode, so what I want to do is I want to add like an extra layer that kind of juts out. Like this, right? Deportation agency? What you mean? I'm not doing anything illegal here. Right. Yeah, so this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to add an extra layer there, and it's super simple to do. I just did it actually. And then I just size this up slightly with bounding box. Okay, and boom, this is it. This is the base for the shirt. I'm just going to join everything together. Join everything together and then mesh. Set it as a mesh. No, not set as a mesh. Origin to 3D cursor. There we go. Second, someone's knocking. Alright. After that is now it's time to go to Blockbench. Let me set up the stream for that because I don't have Blockbench on my thing. Add a new window. Window capture device. Add a new source. I'm gonna call it Blockbench. Add a source. And I look for Blockbench. Boom. There it is. Yeah, and you can see all of the previous models I've tried to make. Well, not sorry. These aren't okay. This is the previous model. These are all example models that I looked and studied in the YSM Discord server. Right. So we're gonna add in a new generic model. Generic model file name doesn't really matter because I'm not gonna be using it very often. Edit paint. Okay, cool. Now what I do is, okay, let's go back into Blender real quick. So I'm gonna go and click on our mesh that we've modeled. I'll put it on the side just to see it, right? Yep, all good. Actually, one more thing before we go. I need to make this just a tiny bit more. Yeah, that's good, right? What you just did with the body alone is getting me into trying Blender again. It's really, really helpful to do everything in one program, you know. The only reason I opened up Blockbench is because of this. So I'm going to first export this model that I made as a .obj. I'm going to add in a new folder, and I'm going to call it shirt. Do not apply modifiers. Normal GP coordinates, not really useful, but export, and then now we go back into Blockbench. Right? And I'm going to import that exact same file. Object model. Right. Going to import shirt.obj, confirm. Ooh, slight issue. 1 second. It also imported the mannequin. That's not supposed to happen. Let me go back into Blender. So what happened there was I accidentally forgot to click on the, what was it called? Export waveform.obj. And I need to make selection only, so it only exports the select object. There we go. If you remember me, I'm Brad. Do you have a full name? Because Brad is pretty. I don't remember specifically a Brad. Is it possible to transfer models from Blender to Blockbench? Yes, that is exactly what I'm doing. You export as a .obj. Yeah, I'm gonna need a full name, Mr. Brad. All right, let me open up Blockbench again. So we go File, Import OBJ model, deload the OBJ file, confirm. Boom, there we go. Now it's imported properly. All right, and you can. It's a bit weird right now. But what you need to do is you gotta go bottom down here, create texture. Create a texture. Can you see this? Yeah, you can see this window, right? Texture template, and you just press OK, and boom, you have now created a texture map for your thing. And if you go to paint mode, you can just easily paint this. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Joking. All right, now I'm gonna teach you guys how to. Well, there's nothing really to teach here actually. This is pretty straightforward. Ooh, we do have to do a bit of Brett Kid texted you on Discord. Okay, my brain does not work. There we go. Yes, yes, Mr. Modeler. Your nickname is Mr. Modeler in my what's it called? Uh, Discord. Yes, my brain is not working. Okay, so what was I talking about again? Yes, texture coordinates, right? So currently what we're doing here is when I go into, I guess, UV. How do I check UVs? I can't check UVs yet, right? Where's the... Okay, wait, the chat's in the way. I'm sorry, chat. I'm gonna move you to the side. So how do I select? There we go. That's how we select it, right? So I want specifically this one over here, which I can't actually select because this is all in one thing. A little annoying, but I can deal with that later. So it's this one, right? So this is the one I need to change. This is a problematic one. I'm just going to... Actually, wait, I can just select everything, actually. And select everything, and some of them aren't snapped properly. I'm just gonna right click and snap the pixels. And then some of them are slanted, and I'm gonna fix those specifically. Alright, I select everything. This one is not. Okay, here's an issue with this because if I do that, this becomes 2. I don't want. I need to find out what this is. What is this? It's over here. Alright, let's just fix all of these UVs. Alright, this is good. This is not good. It's supposed to be 1 actually. Okay, anything else slanted? This is slanted, boom. And yeah, that fixes all of the UVs. Right. Now we just go and texture. This is... Oh, where's chat? I need to move chat again. Move you here. Okay. Paint. And I need to add a new palette. So I'm going to generate a palette. I'll make it this kind of green. I don't need it to be that bright, so I'm going to move the brightness range a bit down. Color offset. Oh, no, brightness range, you go up, but then the color offset, just move it down. Actually, 0 is fine. For anyone wondering, this is not actually by default in Blockbench, I think. It's an add-on you can get over at... So I'm just going to generate this, right? So if you go to Tools, or where is it? Yeah, here, File, Plugins. You can get your own plugins. Yeah. All right, anyway, let's do some texturing. So this one is something you just have to know how to do. I was practicing for the past 3 years how to texture, and I'm semi-decent at it. So I'm going to pick the middle color, and I'm just going to paint bucket everything. Why can't I? There you go. I'm going to paint bucket everything with this color. Okay, something annoying here is if your meshes are too close, you can't exactly like, kind of, you're gonna have to squeeze in there, right? Wait, do I have double meshes here? Oh, that's annoying. I have double meshes. I'll deal with that later, I guess. I can also just do it here, but I don't want to do it here because I want to be able to see all of the different kinds of things. And I'm gonna go into paintbrush mode. I'm just gonna do this one manually. Actually, no, I don't need to do that. Yeah, it's fine. Right. So we have this now. According to what I learned here is you want to use you want to be simple. You want to make it simple. Don't be too crazy with your coloring, right? Ooh, few issues I have actually. One issue I have, I actually don't like this. Is okay. What is this, right? Let me find out what this is. Let me use red so I can find out here. Right here. This is not good. I don't want this to be two. I can't have this being two. This has to be at least four, or at least three. Sorry, that's not good. So I'm going to select this, and I'm gonna size this up actually. So it's three. No, no, sorry. Yeah, three. And here as well, three. Problem is the other side is also the other side also does it. Yeah, and they're so far apart as well. Okay, I'm gonna move this actually myself. Move all here. Like this, size it up. Size it up. Okay, and then paint this again. Yeah, now okay, I'm just gonna do this so I can see. Okay, there we go. Nice. So there's 3 pixels now, which is better because I want them to be 3 pixels. You are not 3 pixels though. Hi there. Can I move you here? Go. Okay, 3 pixels here. Okay, good. Now that I know where they are and that they're 3 pixels large, I can continue. Next, this is also another issue. You are not supposed to be 2 pixels long. Let me use brown for this. I'm gonna mark these corners. Used to be like this. One. How much did I do? I already forgot how much I did it by. 2. Okay, no, that's bad. Just 1. But it goes all the way down. So, nah, let's make it 3. It's so confusing. I feel like this is definitely a weak part. Because when you make UVs, it's nice, but the fact that you can't see some of these UVs are very annoying. There might be a way for me to. I don't know actually. But it would be nice to be able to see UVs because right now you can't actually see the UVs unless you select them. Okay, there we go. Up. Okay. Like I'm playing on on like what is it, the secret mode on phone. Super annoying, but now that we have this, perfect. Right, we got it now. So let's go back to no, what's this color? Okay. Bucket. Okay, bucket everything here. Don't think I can color that. I made the mistake of not separating these guys. So there's nothing much I can do unless there is a way for me to manually do it in here. I don't think I can though. Can I split elements? Split edges? I can split the edges, but can I split the elements? Can I split elements by edges? No? I don't think I can. Well, this is annoying, but anyway. Let's let's do something about it. Okay. So simple textures. Another issue. This is not the. This has one too many pixels. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's supposed to be 4 wide, right? Got you. So this has to be 4 only. 1, 2. That means this probably has to be 1, 2, 3. Where are you? Here. It's 1, 2, 3. No, it's not that 1, 2, 3 is too much. It's that it should be like this. There we go. Okay, that fixes that. This is fine. This back part is fine. 2, 3, 4. Hello, you have is 4 or 5? How much is this? This is 3. Other side should be 4. This is the annoying part of Blockbench, but it's even more annoying in Blender, so I forgive you. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you have an issue. Let's make it red so I can see which one you are. Boom. Okay, this should make everything fine, right? Okay, now I can finally start actually texturing this after you unwrapping everything. So, start from the front. Super simple textures. What I learned was you have a base color and then you go a slightly darker color, which actually I don't have. Let me just go and color offset this brightness range, increase the brightness range. So I have more darker colors here. Hue shift angle? I don't need hue shift. We'll work with this. So where were we here, right? We were here. We'll go down here. This is too saturated. I'll use this instead actually. No, it's too dark. Okay, now I'm gonna have to make my own color here. But we'll use this one. Not import palette. Where's the surely there's like a there we go, picker. So we're gonna make it darker and more desaturated. There we go. That's the color I'm looking for. Okay, simple shading, just like that. From here, and another one in between, so we don't have such harsh colors. Okay, this one's gonna be the opposite. Okay, and then do this. Okay, and then maybe I guess give me this, move this here as well. In the center of this, we're gonna have this. Where is that? Here, right? Yeah. So like this, the front, and then once in the back as well. But I want to make this 4. I might want to make it 5. No, actually, it matches pretty well with this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is perfect, actually. Leave it as is. Okay, done. We don't have any extremely dark colors because we're going to save that for the bottom part here. We're going to use this green down here. But I do want it to be a bit more desaturated. So that this dark green will be down here. And we'll use another dark green here, and we're going to make it slightly brighter. Add like a gradient bits. Make one bright spot there. That's too saturated. Me desaturated. Darker, desaturated. Yeah, there we go. There you go. Nice. It's a little bit long-sided, but I think that's fine. And we're going to use this palette for the bottom part as well. And we're going to have an extra, just super dark spot right here. Okay, now just for a bit of one more thing, we haven't done this yet. That's pretty simple. Just do this. Not to be special. Maybe we're going to add in a bit of extra bright spots in the middle. Then it's a little annoying because I didn't change any of the hue. I really should be changing the hue as well. But here's a thing that I like to do that I don't know if people do this or not, but I like doing it a lot, and it's using Photoshop techniques. Oh, actually, wait, no. I'll make the crest or this thing black to add a bit of color to this. Ironically, yeah, there we go. So what I like to do is I like to go and make a new brush. Okay, I already have it called the editing brush, but it's basically a new brush that has an opacity of approximately 144, softness of 50, and is set to either default or overlay. I'm going to use overlay for now, and I'm going to use a dark green color. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to make it slightly darker, slightly saturated. Increase the size to like 4, and watch. I can do this. Okay, overlay is the wrong one. It's default. So I can shade this even. I can shade this more. Okay. It looks bad right now, but when I go and pick this color, and then I just push this back down, push this back down, lower the size a little bit, 3. Lower the opacity as well, it's a little bit strong. Now I can give nice shading on the sides. It's super soft now. But I don't have to worry too much about what colors I pick. I'm gonna do the same thing here. There we go. And same thing here. Oops. Yeah. And I'm gonna do a bit on the side as well here. I'll lower this by 1. Increase this size by 1. Let's have a bright center. Ooh, the problem is I can't do it here, right? Manually do it myself. It's okay. It's not like amazing. Alright, I'm just gonna add just a mesh. Like, there we go. It's not symmetrical, so I think I'm gonna remove that part actually. Keep it like this so it's symmetrical and easy to see. Yep. Keyboard, pretty much what I need. Or the increase the opacity this time because I need a bit stronger. Yep. Perfect. And then in the back, we do need a bit of this opacity so I can see it. Make it red so I can see where it's which parts is doing which. There you go. This is the one. So we're gonna use this color, that, then here, lower the opacity, so it would act a bit like a blur. There you go. And this as well. Where is this? Is this one? Is no, it's not. It's two pieces of things. There you are. Hi. Editing. Oops, I'm an overlay. Default. Lower it to 96. Then go back here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, nice shirt. Good shirt. I'm starting to think that I want this. Not either. I want it to be the same color. Then again, I don't actually dig this color. I'm not feeling it. The good thing is I can always change that in Blender. So we'll stick with this for now. If I decide to change it, I can change it now. I'm gonna change it like this. I really like this color. Ooh, I really like this color actually. I'm gonna use this color instead. Yeah, I'll do it right now. Another way to shade. This is what I used to do back in the day when I used to use Photoshop to make my skins. I would have a dark color as like the base, like this, right? And then I have a bright color and then a dark color, and then I set this to overlay. And this is where overlay comes in, right? Lower this opacity to 50 because it's very strong. Increase the size. And even just make it like add a bit of color to it, but I don't want to do that. Okay. Da-da. Oh, hello, hello, Mizu. Welcome to the stream. We're currently doing some texturing. Okay, and there we go. So this is fine. I feel like this has a lot of pixels, you know? But it's fine. So what I'm going to do now is now that I have this, I can just go File, Export as an OBJ model. I'll put a new folder and I'm going to call this the BB export. This is the Blockbench export version. I'm going to add here as the name, save it, and it's saved. And I also need to make sure I save the texture as well. Yep, I save the texture and then close this. And now we're going back in Blender. I'm going to move this aside and I'm going to call this shirt extra in case we need to, in case we need the shape for whatever reason. I'm going to import the OBJ that I just saved and boom. We also got this as an extra. We don't need it. And I just want to, before we continue, I want to remove these double faces that spontaneously combusted out of existence. There you go. Nice. Chat's in the way again. What looks nice? What project are you working on right now? This is just some character creation, so no project in particular. All right, we're gonna go to the materials section, and we're simply just gonna go and make this closest. And boom, we have our shirt now. I'm gonna move my notes away. Yeah, shirt done. Next up is you just select anything that has not been mirrored yet, separate them, mirror, boom, and boom. Actually, I don't want to do that. Yeah. Now I'm gonna select each of these, separate them. Separate. I'm gonna combine these two together, add a solidify modifier, and make this 0.025 maybe. All right, and then we have some issues, right, with the textures. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select everything. I'm gonna go into my UV editor. I'm gonna zoom in, set this to individual origin, scale it by a tiny amount, and all of those issues are gone now. Okay, next up is I need to clean up normal, so let's check out face orientation. And I'm also going to need to turn off solidify for this, right? So I just need to make sure that all of the faces that are facing outside is blue. So this is a problem. These are not blue. These are red. Let me just join these together so I can do it all in one mesh. So what you have to do is you're going to have to go into edit mode, click on the face you want to fix, press Shift N. If it is not fixed, press Control Shift N. And you have to do this for every single face. This is important because this determines the direction it will extrude in. Right, that's done. The reason you have to do this is because when you use the when you use the, what's it called? The mirror modifier, it kind of flips your normals, and that's very annoying. Oh, okay, we had a duplicate. That explains it. Yeah, we had a goddamn duplicate. Okay, that's another issue with using the, what's it called? Mirror modifier before you use the, hang on. Okay, what's this? This one can be deleted, and then move this down. Yeah, Okay. Oh, I forgot to teach you guys one more thing. Okay, this is perfect because I can teach you guys this, right? So let's say that you want there to be like a, like a hole here for the neck, right? For whatever reason. But then you're like, there's nothing for me to delete. You can use textures, right? So I'm gonna go back into Blockbench, and this is nice because now that you have the model and the texture on the side, you now no longer need to. You can edit your textures in Blockbench itself. So if I go here and, or actually just use the eraser tool, right? I'll use the eraser tool, and I'm just gonna erase this. So I just erased two holes there. I'm gonna erase two in the front as well. Some here. Probably have two here. After okay, that's the annoying part because I made a mistake, but it's okay. And then all you need to do is just click on save here once you've edited your texture here, and then you go back to Blender. Go hover over your UV editor, Alt R. Boom. Done. Alright, and here's the issue. These two I cannot delete. Actually, I'm gonna go back and just undo those changes. I can't undo those changes. I'm gonna go and fix it. Oops, I used the wrong one. Set default. Just gonna quickly clean this up. Okay, and all I'm doing is save, yeah. Right, we're back here, and boom, it's perfect. It's good enough, right? And we need to change this a little bit, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in an alpha, just plug through the alpha directly in. Yeah, there we go. Blender Blockbench cycle, indeed. You go in, you go out, you go in, you go out, and then for anything extra. So this is still, this is not supposed to be there, and this is just the annoying part. If you don't have enough pixels, you're just gonna have to deal with it. And the way I deal with it is I just take this specifically, right? So I'm gonna separate it, and I'm gonna work with this only. I'm going to do this, and then I'm gonna do this. This is my fix, but there's probably easier, better fixes than this. I just delete it. Boom. Now I just join this, and I minimally change the mesh, right? It's always good to have quads, right? So quads are just 4x4 meshes. It's always good to have 4x4s. Sorry, 2x2s. Or, Anyway. Moving on. Now our next step is to do extrusions, right? So I've fixed normals now. Did I fix all the normals? No, I didn't fix all the normals. I haven't fixed these, right? So let's fix these real quick. Right, nice. You need to be fixed. Yep, everything is fixed. So you can see the outside facing faces are blue and the inside facing faces are red. I then want to select all of the faces that need to be extruded, so I can just extrude them all at once. Okay, and then add a solidify modifier. And since it's set to -1, it'll always extrude downwards. And boom. I also want to make everything flat. Actually, you can also auto smooth, right? It should be fine. If they are not blue, does it mean they extrude? Yes. So for example, if I were to go add a cube here, right? So let's say this is a cube. Oh, actually, no. I'm just gonna do this, right? So I'm gonna Control Shift N, which is this will reverse the whatever normal it is at right now. So when I add a solidify modifier to this, what will happen? So right now the offset is set to -1, so it should extrude inwards. But when you increase the thickness, this part specifically extrudes outwards. That's like a really big issue. So you always have to make sure your normals are fine. And the reason that happened to begin with is because if you take a plane, right, and you give it a mirror modifier, the axis. No, actually, it's fine. Anyway, I actually have no idea why it works, but it works, right? Let us check without the face orientation now. Okay, there's a bit of like this Z fighting thing, and that's just something you're gonna have to live with. If you really don't like it, you can always just do like a tiny movement. Remove the. You can use the tiny movement to show one side over the other, and that's just something you're gonna have to live with, right? Sadly. There you go. There. Now we don't have any issues. Normals also affect shade smooth. Do they? I think they do. I'm not sure about that, but they probably do, right? I haven't thought too much about how normals affect the shading, but they probably do, yeah. It's actually not as hard as I thought. This surely helps indeed. It is. Uh, I don't know if I can say this, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone who's done a Blockbench into a Blender modeling into Blockbench texturing video, which is why I wanted to make this stream so I could have like a. So the way the video is gonna work is I'm just gonna be talking over myself again, because I wanted to make a video on modeling my characters. A lot of people have been asking about it. Right. Okay, now here's the thing. I could keep this like style, or I could, merge distance and make it like that, but I don't know. I think I'll do this. Yeah, this is better, I think. Yeah, we'll use it. Well, I'll keep the edges there. In addition to that, I also want this the individual origins, and I want to move this up slightly, just to add a bit more thickness, right? Right, your teams are very helpful. Thank you very much. This is going to be turned into the video, so more people can see it. And also, I've been promising tutorials. I have not been doing them because I just can't think. Oh, I can't think of a script, So I'm just gonna stream them, and then maybe when I can think of a script, I'll just do a voiceover. All right, next up, we have issues with some of the textures here. If you look at this specific texture, you see how it kind of like, it does that, right? So the way you fix this is you have to add a a subdivision surface modifier, set it to simple, and then increase the amount you do. Yeah, that's how you fix it, but I don't really care about it, so I'm not gonna do it. Actually, wait, I have to do it before or after, I'm not sure. Yeah, you have to do it after. 4 is the max, and yeah, that kind of fixes everything, right? Yeah, it was a chevron. Anyway, now with that done, I'm just gonna remove the subdivision terms component right now. With that done, we now move on to how do I connect this to the actual rig, right? So what I do is every single part of the body, each part of the body has a different vertex group that is causing it to move. So what I do here is for the torso, there is a vertex group called BB_torso that controls it, right? And what I do is I need to make sure that all of these are assigned to this group. And then once you're done with that, you just parent it using armature deforms on the armature. So when you move the armature, you move the body too. And again, this is the same issue as last time. You need to add a subdivision surface at the beginning, set it to simple, and increase the viewport levels to about 3. Shade smooth. Yeah, of course, there's these issues which you can do by more smoothing, but I honestly do not care. That's a very small issue in the grand scheme of things. Okay, can I select the thing back again? The only thing I can is take these. There we go. Now I can select this again. Right, green shirt done. Next up is these two. So the way these two works is these are controlled by lattices. So we need lattice, and then we need 2 lattices, duplicate lattice. And the way this works is they both have their own group. So I'm going to call this left, I'm going to call this right. Doesn't really matter what I call them because I'm going to set them anyway. But you guys need to have the same one. Left, right. So from the character perspective, this is the left side. We're going to select all of the things from the left, assign this as well, assign on the left side, and then assign this on the right side, assign this on the right side. Done. Now we're going to go in here, give it a lattice modifier, give it another lattice modifier because there's 2. Move the solidify on the bottom because you always want your deformations first. And then we choose sleeve left for this, sleeve right for this, vertex group left, vertex group right. It should be hanging there, but someone's car key. Be right back. I'm gonna continue. So what was I doing again, right? So lattice. I'm just gonna call this left and right so we don't get confused. So I'm gonna remove these and then just copy these in. Copy to selected, copy to selected. Right, and this should be copied perfect. And now we just move the arm. Perfect. If I were to reveal the base rig, okay, and here's another problem, right? Because remember how when I modeled this, it was like skin tight. Because it's skin tight, it's kind of Z-fighting with the actual body. So I'm gonna add a solidified modifier as well to this. Make it at the very end, and I'm gonna set the offset to be outwards. Yeah, there you go. This almost wait. This just looks like this. This is just Alex's shirt, isn't it? This is just an Alex shirt. Well, it's a better Alex shirt, but all right. Anyway, thickness. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna come back. Can I? I'm just merge the distance. No, it doesn't. It still doesn't work. Okay. So okay, we're gonna have to deal with that. If you wanna turn off these sharp corners, you're gonna have to just size this up. Where's the global? There we go. There we go. Much better. There's a bit of. Huh? What's this? That looks weird. Oh, it's you. Okay. Damn. Select everything. So individual origin, scale it slightly. Tiny bit. It's gone now, yeah. I guess that I don't know why that fixed it, but it fixed it. Alex Gen 2 indeed. This is just did I just make an Alex model now? I just need what pants does Alex have? Minecraft Alex. Minecraft Alex skip. Brown, right? Yeah, brown with like really tall boots and then orange hair. I'll do that later. For now, this is supposed to be my character. Okay, now when we move it with the character, with this, look at it. Easy. It was that easy. And how long did that take? That took an hour and 18 minutes to make a shirt. But then again, I was also explaining, so it probably only took like 30 minutes in actuality. Okay, so ooh, yes, I also need to solidify you as well. Solidify here is supposed to be let's make this 0, which goes in and out. Okay, cool. From project to Minecraft film 2, yeah. we're making a Minecraft movie. Alright, before we do anything, I just wanna import my rig UI so I can do a bit of testing. I have it here as a text file. Let's see, what was I looking for? UV editor, text editor. There we go. Alright. Run it. Oh, and we're using the wrong one, obviously. I don't have a picture to use, except I do have a picture to use. There you are. I'll use this drawing for now. So this will be version 1.0. Let's stop soon though. Right, we'll do as much as we can for now. I want to see if everything works as planned. Pin, right? So unpin this one. We don't need that one. Okay, this is not working. Oh, because I didn't toggle it yet. Duh. Yeah. Okay, everything works. Good to know. Customization, hand size. Does hand size work? It does work. Leg size doesn't work because I don't have it. That's fine. Okay, perfect. Let's move on to the next part, which is pant. The pants super. Well, sorry, the legs of the pants are super easy to do. All I need to do is usually just duplicate this, and then remove the small bits that are popping out. Because this was the leftover from my study of someone else's model, right? I just have this, and I just duplicate, or I can just duplicate this as well. And then I send this over to Blockbench, and I just model it, right? So move this to the side, but another issue is this part, all right? This bottom part. But I think I'm gonna leave it for now because I don't think it's important. All right, so these are the legs which I'll model later. Now the big question is, how the hell do I model this jacket? I've already modeled Sue's jacket. Somehow modeled this jacket. I think I got lucky there because I was just doing random shit. But this one's even more. This one I have to actually think about it because this is a long jacket. Sue's jacket was like up to her waist. This is up to his knees. So if you look at it, it's gonna be like this. That's how goddamn long it's gonna be, and it's also gonna have this, or not that long, maybe. Right? We have to figure this out somehow. And in addition to that, it's got a weird shape like this. So it splits in the middle, and we also have to add in a scarf somehow. Texturing it is the easy part. Modeling it is a difficult part. All right, let's start this off. Now that we have the shirt, we have a basis for how thick the jacket should be. So I'm gonna call the shirt, and I'll make it non-selectable, so I can't select it. Add a plane, rotate 90 degrees, and then move it outwards. So we're gonna have it go here. I think this is perfect. And then we want to move it back. It goes over here. I can live with that, right? All right, next. Literally what I've been doing now in Blockbench while watching your stream. Nice. Yeah, I feel like Blockbench is technically better. It's just I don't have the not workflow, sorry. The the hotkeys and the way you navigate is it's kind of the same as Blender, but it's slightly different. And that's the part that like I didn't want to do it, right? Because I'm like Blender feels so comfortable to me. So I was like, might as well just do it in Blender. Anyway, yeah, now was the real painful part, right? So here's how we're gonna do it. Let me open up the image editor one more time. So this is I'm gonna sketch up all of the thing, right? So we're gonna have a cube. Okay, so let's have a point here, and then it's gonna be a cube like this, right? There's gonna be a cube that follows the shirt, almost, right? And then another cube right here that does this. So that's how we're gonna do it, and then we'll have a cube that comes this. Yeah, I think this works, right? This totally works. And then after that, we just extend this further. And then here, we just do another mix. Do something like this, right? Yeah, something like that. That works. It's not that difficult, actually. Now to think about it. Something like this. What are those crowns next to our nicknames? I have no idea, bro. This is the first time it came up. I think it's the amount of your ranking in terms of the stream. So whoever talks the most, I guess. Let me see, because I think is it this top fans? Yeah, it says here that Oh, you have it. You guys get XP now. Wait, what? That's insane. Okay, so it's basically the exact same thing as a Discord, like Me6 in Discord, where you get a rank depending on how much you talk. Oh, sorry, you get XP and level up depending on how much you talk. It's the exact same thing here. So congratulations, you have a big mouth. Anyway, let's get started on this, right? So I'm gonna move down here. I'm gonna select this part. Rotate it like this, and then it's normal. And let's move this up. It's here. Ooh, it doesn't actually do it properly. Yeah, I have to just match it with the one at the bottom. Right. It's good. Duplicate, and then we just rotate this here. Move this up. Ooh, here we have an issue. It doesn't actually. Okay, okay. Needs to be parallel. That should be parallel, right? There we go. That's parallel. Okay, I guess that should be fine. I also have to add I have to add sleeves as well, which is the part that confuses me. But for now, let's just not think about it and let's keep on going. Oh wait, now I have to move it here actually. Yep, that's about it, right? Mm. After that, well, okay, we can't flip this. Actually, yeah, we can't flip it because this has to be. It's gonna be different in the back. So I have to make my own. I can flip this maybe, but probably not. There we go. We can just move this down a bit more. Should I? No, actually, I don't think I should. I should just keep it as right here. Move one down. Duplicate. Oops. Duplicate the whole thing down, and then rotate this here. No, the issue here is they're not lined up properly for some reason. It makes sense because they're not, it's not perfect. But I really want them to line up. It has to be here somehow. I have to, okay, I'll cheat and I'll do this. There we go. I should line them up properly. Now, is this good though? I don't know. Also, I tried your style of hand. I don't know what style of hand means, but I'm just gonna remove hand. I also tried your style, and it actually works smoothly in Blockbench. Thank you. Yeah, of course. Copy whatever you want, bro. I don't mind. In fact, I welcome it because I do things I like, and if people also copy me, that means some hand model animations are just weird. Oh, hand models like this. Yeah, I copied this one from Endertainer. Well, actually, no. I'm pretty sure this is just the only way you can make a hand in Minecraft now. By the way, I also recently tried to make a model in your cell. Really? I am very, very happy to hear that. I want more people to make models like mine because I like these model styles. Right? I don't like I don't know how to do this. I feel like I'm screwing up. Charles Rudy, thank you very much. I got it from a YSM Steve. Sorry, a yes. How do you say it again? YSM. Yes, Steve model mod. Yes, Steve model mod model. I got it from a Chinese person. There we go. I think that's just the gist of it, right? Yeah. Let me show you the model that I studied to get this. Do I still have Kipfel on me? Kipfel. BB Kipfel. Where's Kipfel at? Blockbench. BB model, right? Kipfel. That's no, that's not Kipfel. I don't know where Kipfel is, bro. What? Okay, here. Yeah, this is my first mob, right? But there's Kipfel before this. Boom. Here we go. Let's put everything back together, I guess. Boom. Right here. I don't have the full thing, but yeah, I don't have the full thing, which I actually can get. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So this was Kipfel. I need to remove my stuff. Uh, yeah, you know that's okay. This was the original like based model. Don't mind these. I don't. Okay, yeah, that should be my stuff removed. I think there's like a jacket. Yeah, so this was there as well. So this was the model I based my style on, right? Yeah, so this is can't pronounce his name, don't remember it as well, but I just know the character is Kipfel, and they made it. And then Blockbench. Yeah. Right? Maybe close it a little bit at the bottom of the code, maybe, yeah. Alright, so yeah, anyway, what was I saying again? Yeah, this was the model that I based it off of. You can tell how the textures are very similar. And the legs are pretty much the exact same thing. And the eyes too. But yeah, this is how I studied the art of modeling. And I'm just extremely I completely am flabbergasted by how there's no goddamn look at this. Look at this. There's no Z fighting. How the hell do they do that? Absolutely no Z fighting on this model. And the hair design is just impeccable. Like it's insane how well this is designed. Right? Godzilla Hero is his name. Thank you very much. I'm gonna make a note of that. I recently found a person from Japan on YouTube who makes similar models. Really, send me their names so I can study them as well. Alright, we're back here. Godzilla Hero. Alright. So the code, right? But there are more and more styles coming up. Yeah, so much good styles, bro. Global, move this aside, and I should stop thinking and just start doing things. It'll help. This thing will pop up when I need it to pop up. Yeah, maybe it's because it's too like, you know, like this, right? Maybe I should just make. I should maybe just chill out, and make it like this. Actually, I feel like the problem might be actually that we're too close to the left. So do this instead. Ooh, actually, normal. Oh, I can't do it anymore actually, but I need to split this up. Alt M Y. Slightly better? I don't know. Oops, it's the wrong one as well. Doesn't matter. It's okay. It's okay. No need to think about it. I just need to do it, and if it looks bad, I just delete everything, remodel again. No need to be afraid of remodeling. Okay. Hmm. Oh, hello, my VN. Welcome to the stream. Currently making models. All right. You can just download the YSM model. They're kind of enough to include. Yeah, when you said there's tutorial files, I got very interested. I still haven't seen any, but I really want to go and I really want to check out these tutorial files. See, and turn off ray tracing. It's much easier. Okay, next. that doesn't work. We do this is we just move this to the side, and then at the top. Okay, first of all, we have to separate. Okay, and then our y90 negative. Same thing here, extruded. This y, our y 90 degrees. Delete this vertex. Okay, these two can be mirrored. So I'm gonna remove this. Okay, keep it separate. I'm gonna make mirror. Okay, and then I'm just gonna queue origin to precursor. All right, now it's gonna mirror pretty seamlessly. And I also want to look at this specifically, so I can work a bit on this back like this, because I want a. Duplicate this. Rotate this slightly. All right, that's a flat surface. Nice. Move this like this. Just move it to a different thing as well. Oh. What the hell did I remove, bro? There we go. Now I put mirror back in. Oh, that's what you are. More? Everything? Divided by 32. Okay, and then do one more time. Right, okay. Y. Oh, actually, I can't do it that way. I have to do it this way. Ooh, interesting. It's not centered, actually. That's centered, right? No, it's not centered yet perfectly. That is still not centered. Let's move it one like this. That's centered, okay. Very annoying how it's not centered, but now it is centered.
The safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. We're going to have one lap of racing to decide the champion.
Here, gonna move this down to close the gap, and this should be the jacket, right? Oh, we have a. Oh, it doesn't close. Wait, why doesn't it close? Oh, that's. Oh yeah, of course it doesn't close because they're not symmetrical. You dumbass. Okay, you live and you learn. You live and you learn, boys. Of course it doesn't goddamn close. What was I thinking? Mirror. Should cursor to world origin. Hit the cursor. Okay, now it hits, but the problem is this is symmetrical, and I didn't originally want it to be symmetrical, But what I can do here is, right, I can remove the merge, then apply this. Why can't I apply it? There we go. Apply it, and then now I do changes here. Yeah, this works. I think this works pretty well. Problem is it doesn't play. Okay, I don't like doing this because it means that we don't get pixel perfect textures, but sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, right? You gotta sacrifice the pixels for the geometry. I'm just gonna increase it so that it's 100. Okay, and then we take these two, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make an imperfect move. Do this. This clock reminds me of someone from Tokyo. Oh, I haven't watched that anime. Okay, there we go. Perfect. The issue is because this shirt is so fat that it gets revealed. And it's like you have to make it like this, right? Yeah, it's fine. Right. I wanna test out the apply mirror. Oh wait, no. Before we apply the mirror, make sure we move that. Okay, so if I were to join everything together and then I add in my EB underscore torso, right? Everything assigned, and then I move this. I copy the subdivision and I copy the armature. Why do you move up? There you go. Okay. Now let's see. Okay. Of course, it does like the annoying thing where the thing rides up when you rotate, but honestly, that actually does work in real life, doesn't it? Right? Because when you crouch down, your your jacket also rides up your back, so it's actually realistic in a way. In a way, right? Still looks fine. I'll accept it for now. Let me think. Hmm. Green. Right, there's another issue which I want to fix. I want these to match almost perfectly. Yeah, actually that's pretty good. Separate, delete, and then mirror this. Move these two, turn off merge, mirrored, and then we just bring it back here. Everything is in PB torso. Okay. Dribbles are getting out of hand. Why? Honestly, I'm gonna make this like an ins. I'm gonna make this mirror everything. Yeah. Not Z actually. Dude on Y. Hmm. I don't like that because it just makes it a little bit weird. Actually, I can just do this, and then I just taught you guys how to do it, so I'm going to dissolve the edges. There we go. No problem. All right, perfect. So I have the base of the jacket. Now, after this, what I need to do here, I'm going to change the color because I do not like this color at all. So in addition to this, I need to add a scarf pin. Then you get a scarf. Something like this, I guess. It's stylish. Stylish and fancy, right? Kind of like real Cecily from Genshin, maybe. Coat, right? I think what's the size of this brush? This brush is it's like a really annoying size that I don't like. Height view. Annotations. Yeah, increase the thickness. There we go. And have some like we're gonna have like a fur type stuff, right? We need that. In addition to that, let me go back to the outline, turn off this, right? In addition to that, oh wait, I do this pretty nice, didn't I? In addition to this, we also need the what's it called? Sleeves, right? And the sleeves is the annoying part because I could make it super simple sleeves or I could make it like really cool sleeves. And I don't know what to do. I can make it simple like this, or I can make it like super weird, like in Sue's rig. I could go like left side, or I can go left right side. I might just make it simple. There's no need to make it crazy. Maybe I'll just focus all of my craziness on this, right? That looks pretty difficult to do. It's actually pretty easy, but it might be difficult. Who knows? We got 30 minutes left, so let's do. Honestly, I'm making it simple. Add a cube, size it slightly so it's over the thing, and then we just do this. This ends over here, so I just need to make sure. Oh wait, I just remembered. It'll be fine. Because as long as I match it to the size of this thing, it'll always be just the right amount of things. Next is the lattice, and we're gonna do the cut right now. Oh, actually, no, we're not gonna do the cut. Something I noticed is that the more cuts you have in your mesh, the more weird it becomes. So I'm not gonna do it actually. All right, I'm gonna leave it as is. Do I want anything special with the thing? Let me draw this out. Right, so it's gonna look like this, and it's gonna have a thing at the end. Do I want like some weird thing here to make it like look like it's longer? No, let's not do that. I might make like extra things to make it look a bit bulky. Not bulky, but kind of like this, right? So it looks like it looks like it's cloth. I might do that, but I think it's not worth it. I don't think it's worth the trouble. I think it's best to just make it simple. So let us go back, move this way because it's kind of distracting. Go down here and see where should we stop. We should go 1, 2, 3. Duplicate, move this over here. Gonna separate it. And then I'm gonna move it like this. Here. Yeah, that's it. Simple as simple can be. And then we just remove the things here because we don't need it. Move this as well, we don't need it. Perfect. Join, move it up, and it fits perfectly. So we have the sleeves and we have this, and then yeah, we're done. You're so far back, holy. Yeah, this is it. Jacket is basically done. I'm just gonna, if we compare it to this, it's like super simple. What I did here was insane. I don't even know what I did. I did something crazy with this one. I must have been dreaming. But there's no way I thought about this, right? So if you look, check this out. We have this is the main arm. And then we have this side arm that is slightly shifted upwards. Then we have a diagonal one that rotates up to it, and then another diagonal one that rotates down. So I don't know how the hell I thought about this, but I did, and it looks insane. But I don't think I have the brain power to think about a second design like this, you know? So I'm just gonna leave it as is. I can also literally just copy paste this and change the texture, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep it simple. Right, and another thing that's gonna be really annoying to do is hair. That's the big thing I'm afraid of. And move this to the side, rotate this a little bit so we can have a bit of, have at least one thing, right? Up a little bit. If it's not too much simultaneation, but the shoulders are made. What do you mean by shoulders? The one on Stu's model? Let me check. Okay, so you mean like the rigging part, or you mean like the modeling part? Because if I'm just gonna rip this off of the rig, and you can show you. Yes, yes. So you didn't answer my question. Which part do you want to know about? Okay, let's take this out. Take one of them out, actually. Right, and we'll focus on this. Right, so the way I made this, right, the way I made this is cube. Of course, this is like really rough, right? I actually did it a bit more exact. So I do this, and then I duplicate, move to the side here. Over here, I just select this again, and then rotate it with relative to that 3D cursor, rotate it up just until it hits here. And then I move this part back. Let's make this normal. So I move this back a little bit. I also already put this in. So this was already here. And it was size. Is it? Yeah. This is supposed to be sized down. So this is already here. Right? And then I just kind of feel my way through, right? Rotate this like this, move this down. And then over here, you make this smaller. Oh, wait, actually. Yeah, make this smaller. Rotate like this. Rotate it. How did I rotate it? Here. Increase the size up. And I just need to make sure that this is not being shown, right? So I keep on extruding this further until it's no longer shown. And that's the basic shape, right? That's the basic shape. From here, I can just rotate it like this. If I just separate this, then turn off the texture. Yeah, there we go. Oh my god. Anyway. What am I doing? Yeah, and I think you get the point. You get the point, right? It's kind of just, you kind of just do. I was talking about the place where the sweater stretches. Oh. Oh. You mean this? You mean this? Oh, okay. Say less. Let me explain how this works. Right. So you're talking about this, right? How you can. Yeah, this is a very interesting mechanism. I'll teach you how it works, right? First of all, we have so the most important part is obviously this piece of cloth, right? And how this piece of cloth moves relative to the rest of the rig. So if we check over here, it's only being controlled by one armature modifier, right? It's controlled by which brain, let me remember. Okay. Controlled by this, right? It's controlled by extra.l. It's the extra.l bone. It actually is stretched. You can see it stretch soon. So if I move it like up, it'll stretch. If I move it down, it won't stretch. It'll actually squish if I move it down. And there's a mechanism behind this. So I'm gonna go into I'm gonna run the rig UI. So I'm gonna go to visibility. I'm gonna turn on the extras mechanism, right? So this is the bone that's responsible for everything. So this bone is a bone that it's got a few things going for it, right? So if you go into the bone constraints, it is parented technically to the bendy bone. So BB torso is the bendy bone that controls the it controls this, right? So it controls the body, right? And I used specifically an armature bone constraint because I wanted to also follow the bendy bone deformation. If I didn't have this, it would do this, right? And it looks really bad. Right? But with this, it is much better. Right? It follows the curvature of the bone, because a bendy bone is a single bone, but it's segmented so it can curve. Bones usually can't curve. A bendy bone can curve. If I parent it normally, it will act as if it was a normal bone, and then you can't. Yeah. Anyway, with that, I also added a damp track location at the, or technically it's a stretch to location, but you can use both of them, right? Does the armature modifier allow you to attach bones to? Yes, it does. That is exactly what it does. It's super simple. The way you do it is you just, let me just add a new bone for this, right? I'm gonna add a new bone. Oops, I don't know where the bone is. I'm gonna duplicate this actually. Right, so I'm gonna remove all of these, and this is how it works. I'm gonna add in an armature modifier, armature constraint, add a target bone, bones, chrig bb underscore torso. So now when I rotate it, you can see it stretches depending on the bone as well. Yeah, I know, right? It's an insane bone. It's an insane constraint. I only recently learned about it, and it's so useful, right? In addition to that, I also have this stretch to constraint. It's the most important part, really. This is not very important, but I'll talk about it as well, right? So the armature constraint makes it follow the rotations of the body. After that, it then tracks a point. This point is called tracker.f.l. This tells it where to point towards, right? So the armature constraint helps it rotate with the body. The track to constraint helps it rotate with the arms, right? So if the arms move, it also moves, and it follows this point. This point is parented to the arm, so it's parented to this point, right? And so when you rotate it, it follows. But it also has it has a few extra things where if it's rotating forward, it will bend forward a little bit, and that's done via rotation, and we have a copy rotation modifier for that. Additionally, I want it to be, I really like this bone to stay stationary for a bit while we were rotating, right? While rotating. So like, so you see how it stays in this like square, right? But then if it goes too far, I want it to stretch out, right? And the way I did that was using transformation constraints. And I'm assuming you don't know what transformation constraints is, so I'll explain it. But transformation constraints are basically, you're able to tell Blender, okay, if that bone moves in the X direction by this much, I want you to do this with this other bone. So it's literally like a driver, but for bones. And it's super useful. And so what I basically said was, when the arm rotates downwards, I want you to move the bone up. When the arm rotates up, I want to move the bone down, so it stays in this location. You do need a bit of like know-how of like maths, kind of, or you need an intuition of how it's going to move. So there's that, but it's not that difficult, right? Okay, we have 30 minutes left, and we have our shirt. I'm not going to make the thingy. What is it called? I'm not going to make the thing yet, the hair or anything else. So we're just gonna go straight ahead with this one. I take this as well. I'm gonna move this back here, and we're gonna use these to, so I'm gonna call, okay, these are already called left leg, right leg. I'm gonna call this jacket. I'm gonna call this sleeve. Okay. So now that we have these three, I'm gonna go and select all the three of them. I'm gonna go into export. Also, just note this one thing, because this is left over from the testing I did. There's like these cubes inside this, okay? Okay, I'll be trying that stretching effect using Molang in BB in the. If you could do that, that'd be insane. I do not know how Molang works, though. I will do it myself. But yes, feel free to use all my techniques. That will be actually so useful if I pull it off. Yeah, indeed, indeed. All right. Finally, we can texture these things. So I'm gonna go in, export, wavefront.obj, and I'm gonna call these batch 1. Selection only. Let me go in, switch back to Blockbench so we can see this. And there's something cool I found out myself, which I could. I tried to find out if I could do it, but I guess I'm just like really, really bad at searching for things, so I couldn't find out how to do it. But I now found out how to not combine textures, but how to UV unwrap it and move that UV unwrap into the same texture. Bring in batch one. Okay, there we go. Batch one is imported. Ooh, made a mistake. 1 second. I forgot that I had to turn off all of the things. Export as .obj. Turn off apply modifiers, selection only, export. And then we import it here. obj batch one.obj. There you go. And we're just gonna do a simple create new texture. Where's the, here it is. So, right, we've created a new texture for all of these, and I'm going to move this into here. The problem is if I move this into here, so if I go texture into, it's gonna be, it's not possible because you don't have any space to put all these new textures in. So what I do here is you right click, resize the texture, and you expand it. So let's go from 32 to 32 to 64 to 64. Animation frames, no need. Fill with a color, I guess. And then confirm. Boom. And now I select this. Go select here. And there. You can, okay. No. This is wait, no, yes, it was the correct thing to do, but Brad, since you are a Blockbench user, can you tell me if there is a way for me to see the UV maps in Blockbench without having to select them? That would be very, very helpful. Right now, I'm having a midlife crisis trying to see these things. Right, I can only see them if I select them. I feel like that shouldn't be a thing, right? I feel like I should be able to see it, but I just can't. Selection mode face. Is this how you do it? Is this how you do it? There's no way this is how you do it. It's still very annoying that if this is how you do it. Oh, this might be how you do it. Still not perfect though. Surely there is an easy way to do this. Well, yeah, you can select a single one of them. Aww. I have to select them one by one. Well, we're just gonna do this the tireless way. Okay. Annoying because they're transparent. You can move one top here, one over here, and I can't see it. It's just annoying, man. Endertainer, hello, welcome to the stream. How was your day? How's your day, man? Okay. This is so inconvenient, bro. This is actually the most inconvenienced I've been in my life. I really want to see it. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm just, pissed at the what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word for this. Primitiveness. Yes. Blockbench feels very primitive with their selection features. Because I want to see the UVs, but I can't see the UVs unless I specifically select them. Which is like, why do I need to select them? Like here, I want to move this whole box, which I can't. I can move like individual ones, but I want to move the whole block. Wait. Ah, found it. There's always a way. There's always a way, boys. If there's a will, there's a way. And I have a very strong will to make things easy for myself. Or just control left click. Yeah. Figured. Is it control left click? I did shift left click actually. Oh, I can reveal hidden ones. Oh wait, this is useful. No. But it selects everything. An easy way to do that is just to move everything. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna move you guys to the side. Is anything overlapping? If nothing is overlapping, then we're good. You could be moved here. I feel like there's overlap here. There's definitely overlap here. This is I think we just don't have enough texture space. For object selection mode. Can I select everything? Yeah, I can. Let's do this. Then do this, and then go here. Select everything, and we have quite a few notable overlaps. So what I just okay, there's only one thing I can do here, and it's just to go to resize texture and just increase this to 128. Right? Might as well keep everything in one texture, so I don't have to deal with the new issue. Right? Left leg. Okay, and I'm just gonna move it to a specific location here. Right leg. And move it to a specific location here. The jacket. Move it this corner. The sleeve. Move it to the bottom corner, and then I select everything and double check if I have any. Good. Everything has its own space. You guys are fighting for some reason. You? Okay, you're fighting with this, I think. No, there's some issues here. Wait, no, these aren't issues, are they? No, they're not. They're not issues. By the end of the stream, the size will be 1920 by 1920. Hey, as long as everything is in one texture, it's all good. All right, now that we have that, time to go into the bucket. Paint bucket tool. And the painting grid so I can actually see this thing. I'm just gonna do left leg first. Now we have to fix the UVs. Oh, this is great. Great. Okay. Where is the? There's a way for me to do the thing, right? View. I remember seeing it. Show grids. There we go. No, not show grids. Ground plane. UV pixel grid. There we go. Nice. Okay. So now this is the easier part. Not the easy part, but the easier part. And it's just to select everything and snap UVs to pixels. It's not very smart, is it? I'm gonna move it slightly to the left and then snap. There we go. Oh, look at that. Okay, this is a bit of an issue because the size of this is slightly wrong. To fix certain vertices have been moved into the same spot. Would you like to proceed? Ignore? When you fall asleep, UV will be a nightmare indeed. UVs will be my nightmare. Okay, so this has to be 3. Okay, cool. And this has to be... It's fine. Wait. Why is this? Oh, this is one extra. Down. This is fine. This is fine. Fine. Bottom part is 3x3. Yep, that's 3x3. Everything else is 3x3. Perfect. I need to fret. Actually, wait. Can I? Yeah, I can see everything from here, so it's fine. But for some reason, this one doesn't show everything. Just oh, okay. You have not been merged yet. Merge UV snap to pixel. Move it once to the side a little bit. It's down as well. Then snap UV to pixels. Now I can't tell if there's a thing here, so I'm gonna have to do this the hard way. Increase the size, not that big. Now I can see if there is like a change in the thing. Also, I need to actually just build this up. Wait, why does some okay? If I look at it at an angle, I can see the grid. That is which is weird and annoying. But from the looks of it, all of it is fine, and I'm just going to have to live with that assumption. Okay, so the pants are white. Super simple, super easy to do. I'm gonna turn off the shading. And the way you shade pants is you just get a pretty bright color. You go into editing mode, turn on overlay, lower the opacity to 150, and then you just color. Let's go in the center, 1, 2. Lower the opacity more. That's it. Yo, Matteo, sorry. You're Matteo, not Matt. Welcome to the stream. I'm on the cusp of another evolution you are about to watch. Yeah, we go dark. This is inside, it's facing inside. That's a little too dark. Oh, wait, that is dangerously dark. Okay, cool. I feel like the color is a little too bright, but I'll accept it. Oh shoot, I flubbed it. And also, yeah, it's way too bright. Let me just change this up so that this is that. I'm gonna reset time. Try again, guys. Okay, need to remember this is the bright side, so I'm gonna use this bright color. I'm gonna go brush. I'm gonna just really. By the way, I'm using a mouse, right? Don't get disheartened, guys. This is all mouse. I could use my graphics tablet, but like I moved it to the side, and I'm a little too lazy to bring it out. And I only use my graphics tablet, and I'm gonna use it. Okay, no, it's actually better if I use my mouse for some reason. Slightly brighter over here. Yeah, so it's kind of shiny, kind of not. Thing here because actually wait, no, it's the wrong one. Slightly it's one down actually. Yeah, right here. The reason I do this is because this is where the bend happens, so it'll be nice to have bend thing over there. And this one is easy. And one more time in the back. So we can just copy this on the other foot. So I don't actually need to do the other foot too. It's good for practice though. I should probably do it for practice, The jacket's the big problem, and the sleeve. Let's get this over with because I gotta go soon. It's gonna be a dark. Let's make it dark blue. Nice switch up on the color. You can almost not tell the difference. Okay. Now it's this is better. Okay, next, pixel brush. Let's first put all of the design elements. So first things first, and use the pixel perfect. Oh, doesn't matter. Okay, the opacity changes, this stays the same no matter what I use. So we're gonna add all of the design elements. Hold on, I just realized it's the UV overlay what you wanted. Click on the 2-panel icon on the bottom right of your texture image. Uh, no, okay, so it only happens here, right? UV overlay. I mean, it doesn't show it, but does it show it? It doesn't show. What does it do? Left. On the bottom right, left. Wait, okay, wait, 1 second. Chat's in the way again. It now bottom left. I am confused, sir. Edit mode. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Oh, I noticed this. Ooh, we got issues here, but it's okay. Yeah, like, so I was going crazy. I was like, is it in the left? It's not in this because it's in the right. But okay, now this is super useful. Perfect. This is exactly what I need. I'm just gonna delete the left leg because the left leg is actually not useful for. What did I delete? Yeah, the left leg, right? Yeah, okay, delete the left leg. Perfect. Perfect. This is exactly what we need. Now I can actually do the UVs properly. Perfect. Well, we're gonna have to do it next time because I already did it, but actually I can do the sleeves. Edit mode, sleeve. Yeah, now I can just move this around and I can put it in a place that doesn't intersect with anything, but it's actually minimizing space. Beautiful. I can do it like this as well. I can just select this, move it here. Oh, look at that. I can squeeze everything in. Look at that. Look at that. Is there anyone to like auto? No? Well, yeah, I can, but auto UV. What if I select everything and just auto UV it? That's auto size, but wait, wait a minute. Can I do this? Not that one, sorry. Plane. Can I do this? Move texture with UV. Oh, that's so nice. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, okay. Blockbench, you are no longer primitive. You have now upgraded to the industrial age. Welcome to the industrial age. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't see because chat was blocking the way. I'm gonna put chat on the right side now. So it doesn't block off the thing. Alright. Yeah, I can sleeve. Next up is the sleeve. Let's go and go back to this mode. Hide that, hide the legs, we don't actually need it. And then we're gonna go and da 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 da. Oh, okay, it's time to do a bit more UV editing. So this is only 2, which is not good at all. So you guys are the issues, and I'm gonna move you guys down 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Okay, that's 3, and then you guys need to move to the side as well. There we go, perfect. You, and you. Rotate it like this, rotate it like this. What the hell are you? There you are. Okay, now we're gonna move this. 3 is fine, but we need to make it. Oh, and then That's fine. It's not it, bro. It's still a primitive cube tool, but it's slightly better. Also, careful with moving textures with UVs on large projects. Assuming it crashes, then not fun. Okay, this is annoying because of the size, you know. But I don't think there's anything I can do about it, right? Because if I move it like this, it doesn't. I have to move it like this is the perfect one. But I don't want that much cubes. Oh wait, this is perfect. Actually, wait. Yeah. So two, and then go down one. Two and go down one. Two and go down one. This is. I mean, it's decent enough. I'll work with this. One. Uh-oh. This doesn't mesh well. Let's just snap to vertices. Oh. Snap to you. Let's just undo everything. One, two, one, two, one, two, and then you just move back one, two. Yeah, there we go. I can live with this. Right, you guys are here. Okay, you guys are snapped already perfectly. Okay, let's just grab this pixel brush and we'll do a straight line. Ooh, I actually didn't do this bottom part yet. Where is this bottom part? Right here. There we go. Perfect. Actually, wait, is this good? I feel like no, we need one extra. We need one extra one. Move it one more. There, now it's perfect squares. Okay, starting to get Blockbench now. Okay, so it's kind of like a tracksuit. It's fine. I'm gonna add in a bit. I can't add more details, can I? No, I can. I can. I can totally add more details. Yep. Okay, and done. Let me go back to the drawing I made. Is there anything special in that drawing? Image. No, nothing special. Maybe I used a different color for this, but it's okay. And then I'm gonna use my brush method. Editing. We're gonna use overlay this time, so I'm gonna save this texture actually, because I'm not sure it'll work well. Okay, save. Don't save the texture. Save the BB model. And we're gonna increase this to 3. I'm gonna make a dark blue texture first. Wow, that is strong. Okay, I'm gonna take this color. The issue is we need to first start with gray, right? This is the bright gray. Bright gray. This is the middle point. Let me use this. And make it simple for now. Here is grid. This is a little annoying. I'm gonna have to use default here. Ooh. How do I do this? It's fine. Honestly, it's fine. I'll just let the mistakes happen. No point in crying about mistakes. What do they happen? Increase the opacity. Okay. Good. I need more shading here though, which I will do using a brighter color. Needs to be only slightly brighter. That's not slightly brighter. Okay, nice. We're getting good gradients on this. Let's make it not soft so it doesn't spread out as often as much. I say super pretty low. Or super reactive. I'm gonna focus on putting the bright spots where they're supposed to be. Okay, let's go back to the pixel brush. I already have 225 experience. I don't know why I need it, but it's cool. Is your decision making for the highlights solely from experience or is there a principal use? Okay. That's a good question to ask. For me, I've been trying to find a scientific way to do like, lighting, and I could not find it. Everyone I ask is just like, oh, it just makes sense to do it this way. So I was just like, it's not very helpful, is it? So the way I do, shoot, I have to use this. So the way I do my highlights usually is it's depends on the specific clothing article I'm making. So I'm gonna do this in Blender so I can explain it a bit easier. Uh, so let's go into Blender. So if you had a shirt, let's use this actually as an example. This is a good example. So since I have this shirt, right? The way I would put the highlights is this is dark. So can I use different annotations? Yeah. So I'm gonna make the green is the highlights and then the red is the shadows, right? So shadows always go at the edge for a jacket or a shirt, right? So we're leveling with this team under stream. Keeps on getting stronger. Anyway, so this is what I do. I usually put shadows here, and then I put highlights towards the inside. That's usually what I do. The same goes for here. This is the way I do it. And the way I learned was I looked at other people's skin making, and that's what they tend to do, right? And then so if we look here specifically, right, this is what I would do. Green here. Oops. And then okay, I need to align this, right? Okay, so green here and then blue here. Blue here as well. If it's large enough, if you have enough pixel space, you can put blue here as well. In here specifically, we have a shadow here because it's directly under the arm, and then white parts here, and then we have like a shadow part here, and then we have like a mix of a shadow and a light part here, kinda. Right, so that's what I would do. And then same for the arms. The arm center is always the bright part, and then this is the shadows. I'll show you guys an example on so here you can see here, right? Dark parts on this one. You see the dark shading here, and then the highlights over here. Right? We go in the back. Another thing. Ooh, this is one I learned from recently, right? So when you're making super simple shading, what you do is you darken the corners and the center. And then you don't highlight anything, nothing. I learned this when I was making Suno, or sorry, not Suno, Yuko. Here we go, from this one, right? So you can see here as well, right? In here, I learned that I'm gonna darken the corners here, so these corners are darkened. Again, I forgot why this was not. Oh, that's why, yeah. So these are darkened. This is darkened, and then the corner here is darkened, right? Everything else, this is blank. No lighting, and then they're darkened over here. 1 second. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that was the explanation on all of that, right? Okay, go back here, and go back to the jacket I was designing. Oh, there you go. No problem. That's what I didn't even learn that. That's what I thought of, right? Because I couldn't find any like, good how to texture tutorial. They just, they're just like, yeah, you got to use a color that you like, and then you put them where you think you'll look good. And I'm like, that doesn't help at all. Right? So it's all very like wisdom or like experience based. You can't really learn that stuff. But I think I made a good try at explaining everything. Anyway, I'm gonna be a bit busy for a bit now. Do I want to close the stream, or do I want to just like leave you guys for like 10 minutes and come back? You know what? I think I'm gonna. This is done, right? Let's say this is done. So I'm gonna stop the stream here. I might stream again in like 30 minutes, and then we'll call that stream like the rigging stream, because we basically modeled everything, right? And the hair is not going to be modeled by me, but I think we should be fine for now. I'll stop the stream here. It's been 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'll take a break. I'll come back again, and we can do something else. Maybe I'll animate after this, right? Bro is seriously unemployed. Indeed, I am very. Well, we're all unemployed, aren't we? I'm still trying to look for a job. See you guys later. Maybe in maybe 30 minutes. Right. See ya.